Hello YouTube and welcome back to Friday Minis. Now, as I'm sure a lot of you are aware, there are actually two different types of touchscreen technology. You might not know the differences between the two, which is why, well, that's what we're going to discuss for this particular episode. We're going to compare resistive versus capacitive touchscreens, and we're going to see what's the difference, a little bit about their history, just to give you, I guess, a nice overall picture of these two different technologies. So let's start off with resistive touchscreens. Now, resistive screens are a lot less common nowadays, but say 10 years back when you had your Palm smartphones and, people just starting out with touchscreens, resistive touch technology was pretty much the one and only method available. So basically, here's how a resistive touchscreen works. Essentially, the screen is made up of two different layers. The lower layer is basically a layer that is powered, so it has an increasing voltage from left to right and increasing voltage from top to bottom. And what happens is when you touch the upper layer, at that particular point, it will make contact with the lower layer. So basically, it's a fancy switch. At the point of contact, the voltage you get is actually measured, and that will tell you the X and Y positions of the particular touch point. As mentioned, it is used a lot less these days. Of course, you still see it particularly a lot in Nintendo products, the touchscreen of any Nintendo DS device, and of course the Wii U gamepad both have resistive touchscreens. Capacitive touchscreens, on the other hand, is what we use with all our smartphones and our tablets these days. As you probably know, a capacitive touchscreen requires a conductor to actually touch the screen for it to measure a screen tap. Just to very roughly explain the idea, there is a uniform electric field underneath the touchscreen, and when your finger, a conductor, touches the screen, you're actually disturbing that particular field. The reason why this technology is called capacitive sensing is because your touches are actually measured as changes in capacitance. I know I'm not actually explaining any physics concepts here, but well, at least this will give you a very rough idea of how things work. This should also explain why you cannot interact with the capacitive screen while you're wearing gloves. You actually need a conductor of some kind to be there to kind of disturb that electric field. But yeah, that pretty much wraps it up for this particular episode of Friday Minis. As always, don't forget to like, comment, favorite, subscribe, and follow me on Twitter. You're watching 0612 TV.